Hey everyone, welcome to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your hosting Café con Leche for the next hour. And we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Always inviting you to get social with us online. That is, tweet us and follow us on Instagram at BxRx TV or like us on Facebook at Open BxRx Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget, follow moi on Twitter, FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, and LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. So Boricua College, the four-year bilingual institution, has been serving the Puerto Rican and Latino community since the early 70s. Through its educational programs, Boricua College focuses on issues impacting minorities and prepares students for effective community leadership. And joining us to share more, we welcome Boricua College President and Founder, Dr. Victor G. Alicea. Hello, Dr. Alicea. Thank you for being here with us today.
Hello. Thank you for having me. Right now, I want to say hello to the over 15,000 graduates of Boricua College that are floating all over the universe, and to a lot of other folks who have heard and know about Boricua College since 1974, when we were founded in the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn, which is known to be the first community of the Puerto Rican community here in New York City. I know I grew up in El Barrio, and so I'm a little jealous that Williamsburg is actually the beginning of the Puerto Rican communities in New York City, but the most famous one, I always say, is El Barrio. But I am proud to have been a part of the creation of this college, and I say I am. People say I'm the founder, but you can't found a place, any place of consequence without the participation of a lot of other people. And everyone who has passed by Boricua, whether you were a student or a faculty member or a staff member, I used to always say to them, you're here to make a contribution, you see, to the creation of a college. And Boricua is an institution that's still in development. We always consider ourselves in development, even though we're almost 50 years old.
Well, congratulations on that. That has been a huge accomplishment, even to sustain yourself all these years as a private college, providing liberal arts as your primary topic and subject. And I also understand that you're really you're a master, I would say, of philosophy. I was going to mix psychology together with philosophy because I know both those topics are dear to you, and I know they're the driving force behind the way you operate with everything you have put your hands on.
Yeah, no, and you say that. I think it's very important to know that people talk about education when you're in college, but sometimes instead of preparing to be an educator, one should prepare oneself to be a learner. And I always said, growing up and going through the public school system in New York City and graduating from Columbia University with various degrees and so forth, that it was important to develop an educational system that was based on learning theory and not on education theory. Education theory traditionally has been top-down to the learner, sort of like a feeding you, but learning theory has to do with a consideration of how people learn, and that educational practice should be based on how people learn, not how they should be educated. And that's a very important principle that helped us to become Boricua College, where we give individualized instruction, one student in a class, 10 students in a class, and we use a series of systems for educating people that is very different and non-traditional. And every one of the now over 15,000 graduates of Boricua College can attest to the fact that their experience was very different than they expected from a traditional college. And we've done that. But Boricua College, in addition to being an educational institution using non-traditional approaches to education, we must remember that, in my view, education is a political instrument. And that is something that's very central to what we did at Boricua College. We trained our students to be advocates and community leaders. And we wanted them not just to get a degree, but to go back into their communities and provide leadership. And that's why I say that education is political. First and foremost, education is political. And that was an important principle of our education and the educational model that we created at Boricua College.
Is that also one? It's located in 3 congressional Latino districts?
Yes, it is located in the 3 congressional districts with Latino leaders, congresspersons here, Adriano Espaillat in Upper Manhattan, Rhina Valentin in Brooklyn, and Richie Torres here in the South Bronx. But we have been connected to all the prior Congress people in these districts, where we have located our 3 campus centers, one in Upper Manhattan, here in the South Bronx, which is the newest one, and what we call the Mother College in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And by the way, we're a small college. This is not a huge college with huge numbers. We wanted it to be a small college, small liberal arts college in New York City. And that's exactly what we have remained. We basically end up with about between 800 and 1,000 students, and that's our maximum. That's how we have been from the very beginning.
And
But,
so,
yes, go ahead.
what are the qualifications, right? Because you're also a bilingual school. So is this, when you say bilingual, is it in both directions?
No. We at the very beginning in 1974, we began talking about bilingualism, and we decided that bilingual education needed to take a fresh look at itself. And we decided that, and that was, by the way, in conversations with those of us who came to this country not knowing any English, as I did. I came here when I was 7 years old. I didn't know any English, but I learned English through the basic, traditional school, learning English through schools. And so the idea of bilingualism at Boricua College became very different from what people call bilingual education. Bilingual education at Boricua College was embedded in the work of the faculty. It is the faculty who is bilingual. And that makes it possible for a student, whether they're strong in English, strong in Spanish, or vice versa, or weak in both, to communicate with their faculty member. And since we give individualized instruction in small classes of 10 students, it enables a full-time faculty member to facilitate the learning of a student, whether the student is strong in English or strong in Spanish. So bilingual education at Boricua College is not a goal. It is actually part of the method of instruction because it is embedded in all my faculty. And my faculty, all are bilingual, whether they are African-American or Asian or Anglo or Puerto Ricans or Dominicans or whatever the nationality of my faculty, everyone is capable of managing English and Spanish. But that's not our primary goal. The goal of Boricua College's educational system is not to make anyone bilingual. Language is not the basis of that. What we do at Boricua is we train your minds. And that is the purpose of Boricua College, to train your mind, you see. And when you train someone's mind and they have the intellectual skills, you see, to manage it, they can manage in any language because intellectual processes, mental processes are the same whether you speak Chinese or English or Spanish or what have you. So when you come to Boricua, we come to train your mind. And that is the main purpose of Boricua's educational model.
It's a wonderful method. So, and thank you for bringing it to our viewers, because at the end of the day, that is how we all learn as humanity, right? Mm-hmm. Within humanity, and being human beings, right?
Yes.
Yes. So, once again, thank you for your time, Dr. Victor G. Alicea, who continues to remain the college president and founder of Boricua College, dropping a lot of gold nuggets with.
Yes. I want to shout out to my graduates. Hey, I signed your diplomas. I'm glad that I did that, and be good to yourselves.
Oh, thank you. That's so wonderful. Oh gosh, you guys. Anywho, as he mentioned, it's a private college, and it caters to the intellectual thought processing. So, interested in enrolling in classes at Boricua College, you can visit boricuacollege.edu. All right, we have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll learn about a post-Hurricane Maria documentary focusing on community, youth leadership, and justice in Puerto Rico. Don't go anywhere.